Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to a one-of-a-kind experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today, we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. So, without further ado, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
Hi, Alex. I hope you're keeping well as always. I just wanted to know if you could go into more details on the Andromedan society and structure. You mentioned before that P was considered a sage or elder in their society. Do they have somewhat of a class system, or are they governed or organized in terms of expertise or areas of interest? Thank you for all you do in keeping us updated.
Thank you. I don't know who P is. You must be referring to Visayas. That's with a V. Yes, he was considered a sage because of all of his knowledge and his experience, and the fact that he was 4,300 years old. At least in our time, that's how you would measure it. Uh, but he was way beyond the normal life expectancy of them in their physicality. Maybe in their physicality, he was 10 or 12,000 years old. I don't exactly know. No, it's experience, it's knowledge, it's wisdom. Um, their elders are always held with great esteem, and I guess it's because in their culture they probably don't deal with Alzheimer's and dementia and things of that nature, and also their attitude towards their elderly is significantly different than, let's say, those of us here in the West on this planet. We sometimes feel like elderly don't have much to contribute anymore because, or at least society doesn't, because they just see this. They put a dollar value. They don't understand the value of, or well, many cultures do, but in the West, I think we've lost that. And there is no substitute for experience, and wisdom comes from experience. And in some circumstances, the more mistakes you make, the more wisdom you acquire, sometimes in a hurry. So talking to the elders, they can tell us, look, this may not be a good idea for this reason, and give us their experience. But like many younger generations, they look at the vintage folks and think, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't understand, when in fact we do very well understand. But they just don't listen. It's just like when you talk to them, maybe your own children, you want them to put a finger in one ear like this, so that when you tell them wisdom, it at least goes in here and bounces around before it shoots out the other side. So at least it's there somewhere. This would hold true for generations. And, when generations blame the one before it, that's because they haven't paid attention and they haven't listened to the wisdom that could have been shared or was shared, and they dismissed it. So, as far as the A's structure, I don't know that I could add any more to what I've already shared. There is no class system. Uh, the elders are held with the highest respect because they're the ones who have the most experience and knowledge. It's a given. Or as Richard Pryor used to say, you don't get old being a fool. So there you go.
I'm tired. There, I said it. I'm tired too. Tired of waiting for this to resolve.
Okay,
And
what's your other choice?
actually earlier on this evening, I thought, geez, I'm tired.
What's your
And
other option? What's your
yeah,
other option?
well, like I said at the beginning, you have to do what you can to get happy.
Yeah.
I recommended good comedians.
You know,
Enjoy yourself as
we're
much
all
as you can.
tired. We're
Yeah.
all tired. Now that you're awake, you're absolutely tired. You're like, good Lord, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah. Sick and tired of it all. I get that. But to change your reality has to start with you. It has to start with you. It has to start with me. And I'm doing my part for me. I'm working it, guys. I am. I'm working it. And it's a struggle. It's really a struggle. And I know that. I totally empathize, but it all has to start with ourselves, you know? And attitude's the best is the number one thing. Are you the light and are you a lion? Or are you going to be a sheep and a wimp? Pick one. And I can tell you the sheep and the wimp isn't going to turn out okay for you. You may eventually survive, but in the end, you've wasted all this time when you could have been a lion, you know? And lions have a lot more fun. They damn sure do. They're kings and queens of the jungle. That's a whole lot better than being a serf.
Um, you said that when you were with the A's, you were basically there for one of their weekends, 3 days, which worked out at 90 of your or our days.
Yes.
And
Is this
if you
coming
did,
from you or is this a question?
this is a little interjection by me because I thought, this might help. 4,300 years. If you divide that by 30, assuming they have around 360 days to their year, 4,300 years is 140. So, I mean, it's possible for one of our elders to reach about that kind of thing. Um, it's a long time for us, but it's all a matter of perspective and proportion. That's all I
It
wanted to
is.
say.
Okay, it is. So they say some of the biblical characters lived to be many hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
But ever since the last tampering of our DNA and the turning off of some of our gene code, we rarely live that long anymore. I think the oldest person on the planet is 114. I mean, that's pretty good.
Mm.
That's actually pretty good. I'd be really happy with 114.
Yeah.
Uh, but they're not necessarily honored the way they should be, the
Not
way other
not on Earth
indigenous
anyway. No.
cultures, honored uh, their elders. So, in the West, we have this attitude about society, about material items. We're very much a throwaway civilization or society. If it's broken, you don't fix it, you just throw it away and buy another one. It's just a disposable. We've become very disposable. Um, and it's for that reason I don't know that we actually take care of of ourselves are, the things that we should take care of. We don't appreciate them as much as we should, the things that we have. And of course, that's something that will be mirrored back to us as disclosure comes around and as we begin to learn our true history and who we are. We will be shown who our ancestors were, how they lived, what they knew. There's a reason a lot of the architecture that has survived the thousands of years were built in stone, because they knew that it would survive. It was their way of communicating with us so that we would know, who they were, and what they were about.
Is it true that most entities of higher density are able to remember their past lives, and that, unique to our prison planet, our past life memories are wiped by our nefarious keepers in order to maintain their dominance?
That's the rumor. That's in fact the rumor. I have no other information in regards to that at this particular time. So, it at this particular moment, my focus is what I do know. What are my tools? What are my strengths? What are the tools that I have right now that I can use to move beyond that? And we do. We have some tools to work with. Some of those I've shared with you today. Again, and other people have other tools that they're practicing every day to move beyond the amnesia. And that's all we can do, is just keep moving forward. What is it that the British say? Keep going, don't give up. Just keep moving forward no matter what.
Keep calm and carry on.
There you go. That's it. Keep calm and carry on. That's it. So that's the mantra, although I'm not always calm. But I do keep going. Keep on. I do keep on.
Dear Alex, God bless you, and may the angels keep you. What projects can you see humanity work on with our space brothers and sisters within the next decade, say 21 to 2030, 2031?
Oh gosh, there's a bunch of projects. One would be to clean up the earth. One would be to heal our physical form. Three would be to educate all of humanity on our true actual history. That would be something that we could work with them. The other then would be, once we have that foundational piece, then the next level would be is to introduce us to our true history of our solar system and then our galaxy. And then the true history of not only the galaxy, but the migrations of life forms, whether human or not, and what kind of different types of civilizations are out there, and what their strengths and their weaknesses are. It would all have to come in stages, but the first thing we need to know would be to who we are first. We would need to be comfortable with ourselves. Because when you travel and you go off into space, you need to know who you are. That's very important. I mean, we're talking about contact with civilizations that are not only hundreds of thousands of years old, but millions of years old. We need to be comfortable with the knowledge of ourselves and who we are so we don't fall prey to worship. Do you understand? To worship. We don't want to go there again. We just don't want to go there again. You want to be able to, regardless of how young or old, represent yourself as an individual sovereign from Terra and as an equal, and whatever bonding comes from that is mutual respect. And the establishment of any relationship is done in mutual respect. It is the manner and custom when entering my space that permission be asked. You're declaring yourself a sovereign being with rights and respect for yourself. Candle, lion. Candle, lion. Sheep, reflection. Okay.
Can you discuss Satan, who appears to be Dark Ones, the one the Dark Ones are worshipping through ceremonies, including Halloween, human sacrifice, wearing masks, standing 6 feet apart, and lots more? Is there a real Satan? And if so, is he from the planet or on the way out?
There's a wonderful book that I would suggest you get. It is called The Gods of Eden by William Bramley. That will give you enough background to answer that question for yourself. Is there dark? Is there evil? Yes, there is. Is that personified in physical entities? Yes, it is. They are dimensional extraterrestrials, and some of them are third dimensional extraterrestrials. They personify that type of what we would call evil. The names don't matter. So why don't you start with that? Okay. I am sure that that will give you a very interesting perspective.
In a previous webinar, you mentioned that we will first go through lower fourth dimension, which has powerful and unique negative energies. Are we there now, or do we still have that to look forward to? Staying in
That's
the
a great
observer mode.
question.
Sorry,
That-
staying in the observer mode and keeping my frequency up is already tricky. I guess I want to be prepared. That's from Dr. Coppis.
Yeah, it is tricky. It is tricky. By the look of things and the way things are beginning to feel, and this is just my opinion, I would say yes, we are definitely at that point where we are moving into lower fourth density. Because it's getting pretty sketchy everywhere. It really is. And it seems like every act that's being played out has a lot of additional energy behind it. And especially when we're talking about the lower vibrations, there clearly is a frequency of desperation. It's really pretty much unmistakable. You can feel and you can sense and you can see their desperation to try to stop or slow down what's occurring. And one, it can't. And two, of course, they're panicking because they have no control any longer over anything. And that's what that's what they've all been about, is control of others. And they've lost all control. So they're panicking, they're freaking out. And so every act that they take has more desperation attached to it, more fear that's attached to it. And if you recognize that, then you don't move yourself into that frequency. You see it for what it is, a sheer act of desperation. And then what you do is you try to withdraw yourself from it, at least on an emotional level, being involved in it, to that place of being the observer. So you don't emotionally get drawn into it, because that will, in fact, lower your frequency as well. But it is tricky. It can be very tricky, especially with past programming that we all have. But, listen, we're getting there. I mean, this is obviously not a walk in the park. It's not. And no one is saying that it is. They may have said it on the starships before we came down here, that it was a walk in the park. And I suspect that's exactly what they did. Oh, yeah, don't worry. It's going to be fine. Yeah, right.
Hi, Alex. A few years ago, a mantis being appeared twice in my living room. He appeared to be wearing a uniform. Do you know what their purpose is here on Earth, or what their interest in humans is?
There have been some people who have had positive experiences and a majority who have not. Um, I'm personally not drawn to the energy of the mantids in any way, shape, or form. And I know that there are people who talk about them and have contact with them, but I don't resonate to that in any way. Um, there, there is both light and dark in many races. Some races carry a predominantly lower frequency, and that's based on their culture. With the mantids, um, they have different types of cultures. I do not know the intention of the being that came to see you. The fact that it had a uniform doesn't mean anything at all. Um, how do you feel? How did you feel during the experience? How did you feel after the experience? And how have you looked back and reflected on that experience since it happened? So the emphasis is on how do you feel about it? You. You would know more than I would. So I am not the amazing Kreskin. No walls see all. You guys are probably not old enough to know who that is, but anyway.
Blessings to health and well-being, Alex, James, and JP. Dear Alex, what is your insight on the pressure coming in from behind the Earth? This pressure seems to be more active on the night side of the planet. Thank you. Maybe that's what you're talking about as well, about Cygnus Alpha.
It may very well be. I know a lot of people who are having a lot of trouble sleeping. I know I have, and my sleep pattern has changed several times in the last couple of months, and I have absolutely no explanation for it. So, what I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to just go with the flow, which is all I can do. But it's been interesting. It's been very, very difficult. I go to bed and I'm physically exhausted, and the minute I lay down, my mind just revs up, and I'm sitting there staring at the ceiling 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So I get up and I'll do my thing, and what I'll end up having to do is take a cat nap here and there, 30 minutes, 45 minutes during the day. Sometimes it's a couple of times during the day. And basically that's just what I'm doing. I just don't know. But it's only at night. It's not during the day that I have this issue. And I know I'm not alone. I talk to a lot of people over the course of a day and a week. And everybody's having this issue. Everybody.
Yep. The chat room is agreeing with you there, and me too.
Okay. So it could be this pressure, the gamma rays and the neutrinos hitting us, and they would be far ahead. But it's not a negative. It's not a negative. We're just uncomfortable because we don't know anything about it. Because they haven't shared shit with us. So we're having to figure this out ourselves, which is fine. But being the forefathers and the foremothers, we're doing all of this for the first time now. So that's why, the burden is sort of on us. As we document all these experiences, future generations will have this information and this knowledge to look at in the event something in the future like this happens to them. But we're the trailblazers now, so we're all having to experience this for the first time, and that adds a little bit of extra stress to everybody, because we're learning about it for the first time and experiencing it for the first time in this physical form. So it's interesting stuff. It really is. When we all cross over, you be sure to ask for your sweatshirt. Okay, the really good sweatshirts, and it's a beautiful picture of the Earth, and it says "I survived Earth." You be sure to ask for that because you've earned it. Okay.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue on our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration, and remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you would like to see Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.